tonight in the Nolan Wells investigation, enhanced distress call audio bombshell. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. If this were your child, wouldn't you want to know what happened?
CETO assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
What did we just hear? What was that? One more time, please.
CETO assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
Someone on that boat told the dispatcher that every single person on board was completely fine. 7 people, all breathing, no Coast Guard needed. That answer came back fast, composed, and clear. And somewhere in the background of the same recording, beneath the foreground caller's voice, 3 sounds were captured that directly contradict that answer. A name called out with urgency, a question about whether someone was dead, a direction to check someone's chest. Both things are on the same recording. Only one of them can be true. This is what the CETO call contains. This is what the GPS logged. This is what the independent autopsy found. And this is why the case of Nolan Wells, 18 years old, wide receiver, the son who told his mother he loved her before he walked out the door on the 4th of July, is nowhere close to resolved. At 9:56 in the morning on July 4th, a 22-foot Triton vessel registered to Jerry Atkinson left the private dock at El Camino Real Road in Ocean Springs. Wyatt Atkinson, Jerry's grandson, was among those on board. By 11:14 a.m., the boat had covered the 10 miles of open Gulf water and arrived at Horn Island. Those timestamps did not come from a witness. They were pulled directly from the Garmin GPS plotter on the vessel by Mississippi Department of Marine Resources officer Shay Smith 4 days later, converted into a GPX file, and mapped over Google Earth satellite imagery. What that device recorded on July 4th became one of the most scrutinized pieces of evidence in this entire investigation. Nolan was last confirmed on the island around 3 in the afternoon. 2 of his close friends, Warren Hudson, who had known him since 8th grade, and Tristan Shepard, were also on the island that day with separate groups. Hudson later stated he checked on Nolan multiple times throughout the afternoon and that Nolan seemed fine every time. Around 3:30 that afternoon, a confrontation broke out on the island that spread across social media within days, initially believed to involve Nolan. Shepard came forward publicly and confirmed on the record that the voice in that footage was his own. He had gotten into a fight with a stranger. Nolan was not in the frame. At 4:31 p.m., the Triton vessel departed Horn Island. Nolan Wells was not on it. Hudson's account is that someone called out for Nolan before they left. He said Nolan was near the boat with a young woman witnesses have referred to only as Katie, and that when called, Nolan chose to stay behind. Hudson said the boat was taking on water, the bilge pump had failed, and they were dealing with a genuine emergency. In his telling, they did not simply leave without asking. Nolan made a choice. Chancery Court Judge Ashley Cole, Hudson's mother, posted publicly supporting that account, confirming the mechanical failure and that the boat departed around 4:30 after the bilge pump stopped working. Nolan's father, Elmore Wansley, does not accept that version. He said his son always stayed with the group. If you came with someone, you went back with them. That was how Nolan was raised and how he operated. Elmore said he could not understand why, in an emergency, with a sinking boat, no one made absolutely certain his son was on board before they left. What made the situation more complicated was what the boat was still carrying when it left the island: Nolan's phone and his keys. Both were on the vessel, not with him. Around 4 in the afternoon, while the GPS was logging near stationary movement near the west tip of Horn Island, a teenager on board placed a call to CETO International, a private maritime towing company, not a government agency, not monitored by law enforcement. The dispatcher who answered was a woman named Vicky. The caller said the bilge pump had failed, that the boat was taking on water, and that they needed help. He tried to pull up a membership account under the name Jerry Atkinson, but could not provide the details. Vicky transferred the call to a local captain named Seth. Before that conversation could go further, Jerry Atkinson had already called Seth separately and told him the situation was under control, that those on board did not need assistance and would call back if anything changed. So while the teenager on the line was describing a sinking boat, the vessel's registered owner had already told the captain to stand down. During the call, dispatcher Vicky asked directly whether everyone on board was in good health. The answer came back without hesitation. Yeah, everyone was fine. 7 people on board. The response was immediate and composed. Then, investigators and journalists listened more carefully to the background audio beneath the foreground caller's voice. The Mississippi Department of Marine Resources released the original recording. NBC News and WLOX both obtained it through official records requests. It aired nationally. Then TMZ published an enhanced version. And when listeners isolated the background sounds, 3 things stood out. The first was what appeared to be Nolan's name being called out. Not casually, but with urgency, directed at someone who was not responding. The second was a voice that sounded like it was asking whether someone was dead. The third sounded like a direction to check someone's chest. None of those 3 sounds have been officially confirmed by any law enforcement agency. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office has issued no statement specifically addressing the background audio. No denial, no confirmation, no acknowledgement that it is under active examination. The FBI, which Sheriff Ledbetter confirmed is assisting with digital evidence, has also not addressed the background sounds publicly. What is confirmed is that the recording exists, has been released publicly, has been broadcast nationally, and in the foreground of that same call, a voice told the dispatcher that every single person on that boat was completely fine. Now to what the GPS actually shows after the boat left Horn Island at 4:31. This is not a witness account. This is not a statement given in an interview. This is a logged record of position, speed, and time. Between 4:31 p.m. and approximately 5:24 p.m., the vessel traveled 2.7 miles at speeds ranging from 0.06 to 4.2 knots. That upper range is roughly walking pace. The lower end is barely moving at all. 53 consecutive minutes of near-stationary movement. During the same window the CETO call was made. During the same window, the caller told the dispatcher the boat was going down fast. The GPS shows a vessel barely moving across open water. Then, at some point after that window, the boat accelerated and made directly for shore. At 5:44 p.m., the vessel docked at El Camino Real Road, the same private dock it had left from that morning. It stayed 8 minutes. Then it left again. At 5:52, the boat departed east into Fort Bayou. At 6:06, it returned to the El Camino Real Road dock. It left again, moving southwest toward St. Martin Bayou, then southeast toward the Biloxi Bay Bridge area, then turning north. At 7:19 p.m., the vessel arrived at the Fort Bayou boat launch. At 7:47, it was loaded onto a trailer and transported overland to Cardinal Lane in Biloxi, the Atkinson family residence. Nolan Wells was not reported missing until midnight, when his mother, Christine, contacted the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. The boat had already been pulled from the water and moved to a private home more than 4 hours before that call was made. Warren Hudson offered one explanation for the Fort Bayou movements. He said Wyatt needed to replace the boat plug. One reason, one stop. The GPS recorded 4 distinct movements after the first dock arrival. Hudson accounted for 1. The other 3 have not been publicly explained by anyone on the record. Hudson has given more public statements in this case than anyone else connected to the events of July 4th. His first account was straightforward. Nolan seemed fine all day. When the boat was ready to leave, Nolan chose to stay. Then came a second interview, then a third. And in that third account, a detail appeared that had not been present in either of the first two. Hudson disclosed that at the exact moment Nolan was last seen on the island, someone came and told him his younger brother had gotten into a fight, and that his attention split in that moment, which is why he cannot fully account for Nolan's final minutes before the boat left. That detail was not in the first interview. It was not in the second. It appeared for the first time in the third. Hudson has cooperated with investigators and has not been charged with anything. The public record reflects what was said, in what order, and when. After the boat returned to shore without Nolan, Christine and a family friend named Tashima Hands used Life 360 and Snapchat to track his phone. The two apps returned different locations for the same device. They followed the Snapchat location and found the phone at a private residence with a significant number of people present. Christine has stated publicly that she believes messages were deleted from Nolan's phone before her family recovered it. That claim has not been confirmed through forensic examination. On July 15th, Ben Crump announced that both sides reached an agreement. The family's independent investigators and the district attorney's office would conduct a joint inspection of the phone together at the same time, so no party had a prior advantage. As of the most recent confirmed reporting, that joint inspection had not yet taken place. On July 7th, the Mississippi State Medical Examiner conducted the first autopsy. Those results have not been released publicly. District Attorney Angel Myers confirmed they go to a grand jury before anyone else sees them. The family did not wait. On July 10th, Dr. Roger Mitchell, board-certified forensic pathologist, former chief medical examiner of Washington, D.C., president of the National Medical Association, chair of pathology at Howard University, conducted the independent autopsy. Colin Kaepernick's Know Your Rights camp funded it. Ben Crump announced the preliminary findings at the 117th NAACP National Convention in Chicago on July 22nd, with Christine and Elmore standing beside him. 3 words repeated across 3 categories: cause of death, undetermined; manner of death, undetermined; date of death, unknown. Mitchell identified 3 limitations that prevented any definitive conclusion. The first was the most significant. The trachea and the thyroid bone were not included with the body when it arrived. The state had retained those structures from the first autopsy. Mitchell stated in his report that the only clinical reason a forensic pathologist would retain those specific structures during a death investigation is if they showed evidence consistent with neck fractures. He could not rule a neck injury in or out because the relevant anatomy was not there when he examined the body. The second limitation, because the state autopsy had already removed and examined the organs, Mitchell could not directly observe the airway, the lungs for water, or the stomach contents. In a suspected drowning involving someone who could swim, those observations are not supplementary. They are the primary questions. The third was decomposition. By the time Mitchell received the body, the level made reliable assessment of skin surface bruising impossible. What Mitchell did find was red discoloration in the soft tissue at the back of Nolan's head. His report stated it could reflect decompositional changes to the musculature, or it could indicate blunt force injury to the back of the head and neck. He could not determine which. He also noted that portions of Nolan's throat were not present when the body arrived. One more confirmed fact. Nolan's body was recovered face down and fully clothed. The last known footage of him on Horn Island showed him without a shirt. No official explanation for that discrepancy has been provided by any authority involved in this investigation. More than 60 witnesses have been interviewed. The FBI is assisting with digital evidence review and is separately working to address interstate threats received by individuals connected to the case. Multiple people with direct knowledge of events on the island that day have since retained private attorneys. The grand jury will convene once the investigation is complete. No timeline exists. Here is what remains unanswered. How Nolan Wells entered the water. What a vessel moving at walking pace for 53 minutes during a declared sinking emergency was actually doing. What those 3 sounds in the background of the CETO call represent. What the Mississippi State Medical Examiner found and sealed for a grand jury. Why the trachea and thyroid bone were not sent to the independent pathologist. What happened during the 3 boat movements that Warren Hudson has not accounted for. And what is on Nolan's phone, assuming the contents are still there. Christine Wells Wansley has since filed court paperwork to be named administrator of her son's estate. No press conference, no attorney at a podium, just a mother, a courthouse, and a form that should never have had to exist. Nolan Xavier Wells was 18 years old. He told his mother he loved her before he walked out the door on the 4th of July. Every question in this case leads back to what happened between that goodbye and the moment a park ranger found his body in the water off the northwestern shore of Horn Island 2 days later. None of those questions have been answered. All of them are waiting.
CETO assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on that account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Atkerson. I think it's Jerry Atkerson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have the
right,
tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
Alexis Tereszchuk joining us out of LA, just joining us now, Crime Stories investigative reporter as well. Alexis, the transcription, I want you to listen to it, Alexis, as we play it again. This is obtained from the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources. It's not something we just found on TikTok. Listen.
CETO assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
Okay, Alexis Tereszchuk, jump in.
So it sounds like before the woman starts talking, the operator, everyone in the background is saying, "Is he dead? Nolan, wake the up." And so they are concerned about Nolan. They're saying, literally, is he dead? None of the kids on this boat have ever admitted that anybody said that they thought Nolan was dead on the boat. This is the first time that we are hearing this.
What is the chance that this has been doctored in some way, Alexis Tereszchuk? Because circulating on the internet was a scene where another young man was face down being attacked on the sand. That was not Nolan Wells. That's not Nolan Wells. Repeat. So there are bottom feeders that are fabricating evidence and circulating it, and it's whipping up all sorts of hostility. But regarding this, have you listened to it independently of any transcription?
I have listened to it. I've listened to it over and over, and I've listened to the audio where.
All right, and is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's.
How many? All right, do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right, do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
North. All right, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm available.
North 30 degrees. But 4672.
All right, 4672. All right, and you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right. Well, let's try to get you going because you don't have good cell phone reception. Can you verify your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684 north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79.
Right. Looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you
Yes,
on
we are
Horn
at Horn
Island?
Island. Yes.
All right. Is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We were sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in
Okay.
17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right. Have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right. Where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs Harbor, or Fort Bayou Launch.
All right. How many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question.
Hey, Florida's. Drop in the water.
Hello, can you hear me?
Try to jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
How many
what's
adults
going
on board?
So, there are 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No. Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person? Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Hello?
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
Yes, there's lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
All right, thank you. Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right, verify what boat's sinking.
A Triton, 22-foot offshore, 22-foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you.
This is Captain Seth.
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're going to have a fee-for-service come up under Jerry.
Okay.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. And he's saying the boat is sinking, and he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on. So
Right.
he said there's about a lot of people on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said a Triton 24-footer, but that's all he can give me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat, and
Is it
he
Jerry?
said that Jerry. Yeah, he said.
Okay.
I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now, but if something changes, he'll call me back. So
All right.
I'm guessing that they may have figured it out, because that's what he said. So they're in a panic and their boat won't crank.
Yeah,
Or,
they're in a panic. He's saying the bilge is not keeping up. I asked for Coast Guard. He said no, but he's just really upset on the back end. And, I get it. It's a kid. He just doesn't understand.
oh, okay. Do you still have him on the line?
Yes, I still have him on the line. And, again, I couldn't find he couldn't give me anything regarding his grandfather's, membership, so it's just under Jerry fee-for-service.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just talked to. If you want to, we're so tied up right now. We can't really do any non-member jobs right now.
Is Jerry a member? Did you find out if he was a member or not?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's his boat or what. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But yeah, transfer the kid over. I'll talk to him, and then I'll call his grandpa back as well.
All right. And did you want me to look up Jerry's membership number or anything like that to see if he's up? I know you guys are
You can try this cell phone number.
Yes, sir.
Anything on his phone number.
All right. Yep. Jerry. Yeah, he's an active member. Hold on.
What kind of boat do you have on there? Same boat?
Yeah, he's one. Yeah, he's one of your members. Yep, 22-foot Triton. All right. I'll just disregard this one. I'm gonna send you over an accurate one under this Jerry Ackerson one. Okay, he's one of your members. You'll get in a couple minutes. Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, and yeah, just transfer this kid over whenever you get a chance.
All right, transfer him now. Thank you again, Captain.
All righty.
Stay safe out there. It's crazy. Have a drink.
Oh, it's wild. All righty, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hello? Hello? Are you there? I apologize. I will be disconnecting due to lack of response.
So where does this leave us? A distress call, a disputed enhancement, conflicting stories from people who were there. The official cause of death is still undetermined. So I will ask you, do you think Nolan's friends are hiding something? Or is there a tragedy being turned into conspiracy by the people looking for Simone to blame? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you want to stay updated as this case develops, make sure to subscribe.